So, shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom. Today is November 24th, 2018. And I just wanted to give you something to study. It's something you could take some time to look at. This is in 3 Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 29 to 30. And it talks about the mark of the beast. This is one time where Rome has instituted the mark of the beast, and how they instituted the mark of the beast. So, I'm just going to give you a quick breakdown. You can read it for yourself. But I want to give you 4 things that they instituted during that time. So the first thing is evil reports. Evil reports today in our modern time is called propaganda. So how does propaganda work? Well, right now the hot thing that's going on at this week is climate change. And that's going to be one of the catalysts that they're going to use, okay? So because of climate change, they need to get back to God. They need to take care of the earth. They need to do all these family things. Basically, pump and stomp. You know, they give you the pump saying, we need to do all these beautiful things to beautify the earth. Not knowing that this is God. A lot of this is God that it has caused this to happen, because the earth is groaning in its pains. It's like when a woman is going through birth pains, because the new kingdom is coming. She has to be cleansed of those things. When she's having a baby, things come out. You feel me? Things get washed away, wiped away. So that's what's happening right now. We're in the birth pains. So we're in the third seal. And soon what's going to happen, that third seal is going to open up. But anyway, I don't want to get onto that. This has pertaining to the same thing, but I don't want to get too far ahead. So evil reports is propaganda. So they'll make the people feel bad or put out evil, bad reports about the people. People meaning, so you're not a person who recycle. Well, in the reports, they're going to try to make you look like you're a bad person, like they do on Trump. He doesn't believe in climate change. Well, they put out bad things about him, you know? So that's the one thing, evil reports. The second thing is public law. It's going to be a universal law for everyone. Though it may look different in different places, it's going to be universal. So what do we have universal law that we had? Well, recycling. Remember, recycling wasn't a thing. About 20 years ago, it wasn't really recycling. Now it's become a universal thing. It's become public, meaning you're kind of expected to recycle now, which is a good thing. You know, I don't have nothing against recycling. I'm just showing you that it becomes a public law. So it's going to become a public law where you have to not do so much working, do so much producing, do so much exchanging of funds and being in commerce. That's the major thing right now, being in commerce. That goes with climate change. If you haven't seen the Pope's climate change summit, you might want to look at that, when they had the G20 climate change summit, and the Pope's ecumenical response to that climate change. So registration is something that you're invited to perform duties in. You had to register to get your license so you can perform those duties. You had to have a place so you can get your green trash can here in America, so that you can put your trash in it. So that's a form of registration, which goes on to a requirement of you to perform certain duties. So just maybe 2 weeks ago, they say down in Paris, I believe, you can't go downtown on certain days. You know, they don't want you downtown on certain days. So that's a requirement or registration. Invited to. Then you have a mark, a sign, signal, cutting, or engraving. A mark. We started out with Social Security here in America. After we went on to the fiat currency. The fiat currency was the mark of the Federal Reserve. That was their mark, their copyright, their stamp, their sign, their signal, their logo, their symbolism. You cannot print that out. It's theirs. It's proprietary private property. Okay? That's a part of a mark. Then we went to Social Security. Everyone has a number now. So you have a credit social score. Okay? That's the second part. Then we went to debit cards or credit cards. We were using that as daily transaction. Now they're trying to push away from cash because cash is anonymous. You don't know who is the person on the other end with the cash. So now they put chips in the card. Okay. The next step is to get rid of the card and keep the chips for you, like cattle, to make you a slave. That goes with status and allegiance. Your status is your name, flag, and culture. Your name is your heritage, who you are. Your flag is your geolocation, where you live under. And your culture is your lifestyle, your religion, how you eat, what you don't eat, who you deal with, who you don't deal with. That's your lifestyle. That's your culture. So all these things come together to form a program, or the mark of the beast. And I'm going to give you something, because they always give you a way out. At that time, it was death, and it's going to be death this time as well. But they also give you another way out. And I'm going to read it for you. It says, this is 3 Maccabees 2:29. It says, and he set up a stone on the tower in the courtyard with this inscription. This is Ptolemy down in Egypt. None of those who do not sacrifice shall enter their sanctuaries. Talk about culture, your lifestyle. You can't go to the mosque. You can't go to Sabbath day. You can't, participate in your culture. Can't be a Sikh. Can't do that. Shall enter into their sanctuaries. And all Jews shall be subjected to a registration. Remember, I told you, registration. They need to know, how are you performing? How are you paying your taxes? How are you utilizing your funds? Involving poll tax, and to the status of slaves, meaning he reduced you to the status of slaves. This time it will not be that you'll be reduced to the status of slaves. It'll be voluntarily. Meaning if you're not participating in the system, right, to be a slave, then you'll be outside of the system, meaning that you're poor. Or you'll be looked upon as poor. So either be a slave or be poor. That's what it's going to be. Either a slave will be put to death. That's what it's going to be. And it goes on and says, those who object to this are to be forced and put to death. Remember, in Revelation it says that anyone who didn't receive the mark who didn't worship the beast and receive the mark was put to death. Okay. And then it goes on, those who are registered are also to be branded on their bodies by fire with ivy leaf symbol of Dionysus. You had to be branded. And what is the symbol of Dionysus? Is the symbol of wine, drunkenness, just being free, licentiousness. You don't have no moral structure. Just do what you want, drink and be merry. And they shall also be reduced to their former limited status. So you can get the brand, but you're still not going to have a different status. Or you can do this. And it says, in order that he might not appear to be an enemy of all, he inscribed below. But if any of them prefers to join those who have been initiated into the mysteries is your Masonic orders, your Knights Templars, your Baptist church, your Lutheran church, your churches that's under the Vatican or Mother Rome. Anybody who is under that power, your 501c3s and stuff like that. That happened when the Pope gave the Jubilee. If you go back and study the Jubilee back in 2013, I think it was, or 14, around that time, when the Pope opened up the doors to Jubilee, he was calling for all churches to come back under her wing. And he says, they shall be equal citizenship with the Alexandrians. That means you have equal status. It means you could buy and sell. You have that mark. You're free. You're basically a free man within their society. So I just wanted to give you that. I know it's pretty long, but hopefully you'll take it. You'll study it. If you got any questions, hit us up at lionighttemple@gmail.com. Shalom, shalom. And I'm Anthony, and remember, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Shalom.